What's up, everybody? It's Dominic369 for Occultism Unleashed. Happy New Year 2024 to you. Those of you in the West who celebrate the Civil New Year or Christian New Year, Happy New Year. We know in astrology and magic that 0 degrees Aries, the vernal equinox, is the New Year. I just don't want no crap in the comments. So, Happy New Year to everybody. We're going to give y'all the U.S. forecast. As you can see from the charts, there's a lot going on. They got a lot of good trines. That are helping them keep from getting their head stepped on too tough. But there's a lot of adverse action about to pop off. A lot of adverse action finna pop off. And you gotta be on point, man, and make sure you're not in a vulnerable state. First, we're gonna look at Venus, which went direct in the U.S. 12th house. Venus is the planet that rules Taurus and Libra. Now, the United States has Taurus on the 5th house and the 6th house. And with Venus in the 12th house, a lot of secrets about the military. 12th house is a house of secrets, and it's secret enemies. Secret enemies in the military. About to be revealed when this Venus hit this trine to the 8th house. You're gonna find out that a lot of people in the United States military in the Middle East have been getting killed. A lot more than they've been talking about when they've been bombing on their bases that are occupying Iraq and Syria and other places illegally. They've been getting bombed on. They've been getting smoked. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out once Venus hits about 10 to 12 degrees, between, I say 10 and 14 degrees of Sagittarius. You're also going to see some issues with Joe Biden's health come out at that time when Venus makes a sextile to Saturn and Libra in the 10th house, which rules the president. There are some diseases going around that they're not talking about right now that are affecting a lot of people in the United States. Mysterious illnesses that will also be revealed as Venus moves into the United States first house over the next 10 days. Next 10 to 15 days, it's going to come out. We're looking also at, the public announcements of war and active participation in war in the Middle East. And they're not going to win. They're not going to win. I hate to say it to you, but this is the reality of the situation, and you should get ready for it. You should get ready for it. Because there's such thing as military defeat, and there's such thing as strategic defeat. Now, what's going on? The United States and their allies, Britain and a couple other people who think the West and white people run the world, and we're the daddy and everybody else does what we say, or we're gonna punish you. They think that we're still under that type of international position, and we're not. This country is not. So they go over there to the Red Sea. They got about 10 ships over there. Combined U.S., Britain, Israel. I think France and Germany are going to get stepped on for getting involved in it too. And they got the ships over there in the Red Sea. Iran just pulled up 2 ships over there. And they're going to find out. That's all I can say. You're going to find out, and it's going to be a strategic defeat for the United States because the Navy don't have the capacity that it used to have. Once it shoots the little 90 or 100 missiles that they got on the destroyers, This is what you need to understand. Yemen ain't gonna stop attacking those Zionist ships. It's not gonna happen. When the United States and them strike Yemen, Yemen is gonna send 100 or 200 missiles and drones at those U.S. ships. After the U.S. ship empties its missile cache, when it has no more missiles and stuff on its ship, it has to leave. The defender ship has to leave to a friendly port and re-up on its missiles and stuff. Where the U.S. got military stockpiles. This could be Saudi Arabia, it could be Qatar, it could be Bahrain, But they have to go restock. And because the other ship won't have no defense, it has to leave with them. And then Yemen gonna bomb on them with some more drones. So it don't matter if they blow Yemen into outer space. They already said it's only two paths that we look forward to: victory or martyrdom. That means we either gonna win or we gonna die and go to heaven. You can't beat people that think like that. And as they're fleeing to go restock their ships, Yemen gonna unleash more drones on them. So at least 1 or 2 U.S. ships are gonna get sunk. That's the reality of the situation. And when 2 superpower ships get sunk by a so-called rebel military organization, it destroys their credibility. It destroys their credibility as a superpower, as dominating the sea, and this is called the strategic defeat. This is called the strategic defeat. And 2 ships is the minimum of getting damaged from the getting sunk by Yemen, and that doesn't include the British in them ships, They're not gonna shoot down all 100 drones. They're not gonna shoot down all 200 missiles. I guarantee you that. So they're gonna suffer a strategic defeat if they don't, fall back. They're gonna fall flat. As simple as that. That's not cheerleading nobody or nothing. That's the reality of war. That's the reality of war, and that's what's in the United States chart. Defeat. You look again, you got the sun. The sun rules the U.S. 9th house of overseas affairs. The sun is in Capricorn in the 1st house. It already been making oppositions for this last 7 days. Opposition to Venus, which, was about 6 days ago. They start bombing on them bases again over there. They taking L's overseas. They taking L's, dog. And then it opposed Jupiter. We seen the public embarrassment of the United States on the news and in publications and media. You see the media backing away from the agenda that Israel is in the right and all this stuff. You see everybody pulling back from the U.S. and on the news. They can't keep the lies up. Next, the sun is going to oppose the sun. And a lot of crap is about to come out in the next 3 days, Jack. A lot of stuff going to come out, stuff from the Supreme Court. It's going to send ripples through the highest echelons of the United States government and celebrity sphere when this stuff from Jeffrey Epstein come out. And they naming John Doe's from the lawsuit. I think Bill Clinton is John Doe 36 or something like that. All these people are going to be revealed. Mars is getting ready to move into Capricorn over the next 4 days. Mars is gonna oppose Venus. Mars rules the lower class. You're gonna see some replays of the George Floyd shit, and you're gonna see some white boys coming out tearing the club up too. There's gonna be some civil unrest in the United States, Jack. It's gonna be some civil unrest. You're gonna see that over the next 30 days. January is gonna be a very interesting month in the United States. And if the so-called politicians and leaders in this country were smart, they would focus on their internal affairs. Because this mug is a powder keg. It's a powder keg, Jack. And then, Mars, when it opposes Jupiter, in about 10 days, Jupiter rules the United States first house. The face of the country, the whole world is gonna see this. The whole world. Whole world's gonna see it, man. Got Mercury going direct tomorrow at 23 degrees Sag, 22 degrees Sag. It'll be at 22 degrees retrograde tomorrow, which means it's in an opposition with Mars. Mercury rules the intercepted ninth house in Virgo. Details and information coming out about allies, about war, all this stuff they've been hiding from people. And it's look, Jack, I'm trying to tell you. Venus, again, it rules the sixth house. Sixth house rules military, it rules police, it rules union and things like that. 5 days. Venus going to be opposite Uranus in the United States sixth house. Uranus rules the third house of communication, the public. And again, Venus rules Taurus. Taurus is on the sixth house. The sixth house is the house that rules the farm and agriculture of the nation. When Venus opposes Uranus, which rules the third house, look for a lot of recalls on produce, issues with the food supply and things like that. It may be foodborne illness, or it could be extreme weather because Uranus rules storms and things like that. But definitely issues coming with the food supply chain and things like that. Gemini is an air sign. Air sign rules leafy vegetables like lettuce, cabbage, and things like that. Yeah. You've been advised. And also, a fixed star is conjunct the United States Uranus. A fixed star that governs war. When the U.S. Venus, which rules the U.S. military, opposes that fixed star, some stuff's gonna pop off, man. Some stuff's gonna pop off. It might be attacks right here in the United States. Get ready. Get ready. It's about to get real. January is gonna be a real last month, Jack. Again, I told you about the Mars oppositions. Mars is going to oppose the sun. This is going to say conflicts with the poor people, the disenfranchised of the nation, and litigation. It's also going to show litigation for the Republican court stuff with the election. It's a bunch of crazy stuff going to happen in the United States, man. I'm telling you now. Once Mercury gets cracking back direct, Mercury is going to oppose Mars. I told you that already. Mercury rules the ninth house, in the seventh house of allies and open enemies. A lot of information is going to get published. And as Mercury starts to oppose Venus and things like that, you're going to see the United States backtracking on its own allies. A lot of unconventional stuff is about to happen. But as far as the stock market and money situation, that's going to be good to go. The United States second house of money and values. You got Saturn at 4 degrees Pisces, making a nice, perfect trine to Venus. This is going to help stimulate the economy and things like that. If a coup doesn't happen in the United States. And yes, that's what I said, a coup. That's what I said. Yeah, real shit. Venus is also going to hit into a trine with Jupiter. Jupiter rules the first house. This adds to wealth and value of the nation. This is in the house, the third house, the house of the people. But it's also in the sign of Pisces. That means the benefit is mostly going to affect people that are artists, entertainers, musicians, things like that. And it's also gonna reveal. Well, it's not gonna be revealed because it's in an intercepted house, so it's concealed right now. But it also alludes to people being misled and to believing that things are better than they actually are economically here. But just like a mirage in the desert, illusions don't last forever, and it's gonna hurt the people a lot when they find out. And that would be about. Let me get my ephemeris right quick. Got the ephemeris. This tell you when all the planets, where every planet's gonna be at or been at for years. This right here is a 100-year ephemeris. I'll drop the link in the description, my Amazon affiliate link in the description if you're interested in grabbing it. But February, around the second week of February, when Saturn perfects this square to Uranus, Uranus rules the third house. The third house has to do with news and information to the public. That square is gonna set things off, and it's in the sixth house. The sixth house rules banks and stuff like that, and it's gonna shake stuff up. It's gonna shake it up, Jack. And as we move in further into May and stuff, Saturn is gonna square Mars. It's gonna get hectic. It's gonna be a pretty chaotic year, man. Because 2024 is an 8 year. 8 is a year of death, transformation, transmutation, debt, and things like that. It's one of those years, Jack. That's just what it is. When we get into but again, the trine to Jupiter and the trine to the Sun is going to help out because we're going to get a lot of business. The nation's going to get a lot of business from overseas and things like that to kind of offset some of the pain. But I don't know how much it's going to help. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how much it's going to help. Again, when Venus moves into Capricorn, and we'll go into that another time. There's going to be a lot of oppositions. In the United States chart. Back to back to back to back to back. 6 total oppositions. So it's going to create some difficulties, man. As you can see right here, Mercury, the ruler of allies and legal situations and things like that, partnerships that the nation has, is making a square to Neptune. Neptune is concealed in the 6th house. This means that the U.S. is not being truthful with the allies or the people about how much they're supporting the allies and war activities. Right here, Neptune rules this intercepted Pisces. This is saying that they're not telling the truth in the publication on the news and things like this. And they're not telling the truth to their allies. But when Mercury goes direct, a lot of information gonna come out after the second, and you're gonna see a lot of conflict within the U.S. government, Republicans and Democrats and things like that. And you're gonna see impeachment stuff. You're gonna see legal stuff. You're gonna see illegal stuff, and you're gonna see war stuff. So be prepared. Jupiter went direct in the 5th house. This is also going to bring some good action to the stock market as it makes this sextile to Venus. It already made a sextile to Venus. It's making a sextile to Jupiter, which rules the 1st house. So the markets are going to have the nation looking good to the world while it crumbles on the inside, while it implodes. A couple weeks is going to make a sextile to the Sun. The 9th house, this has to do with college and publishing and things like that, higher education. There might be some scientific breakthroughs that are announced and published in order to, kind of distract the people from all the drama that's going on. And it's going to be some drama, Jack. I think you're going to see some interesting stuff on the news tonight. Tonight and tomorrow, I think you're going to see some interesting stuff on the news that gives you confirmation about a lot of stuff that I've spoken on. Confirmation and some deception about, the things that I gave you information on. But again, it ain't going to change the reality. It is not going to change the reality. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. This is what I'm going to tell you. Again, the sun in Capricorn is about to go into the U.S. second house next week. It's going to be a lot of good money for publishers, printers, investments from overseas. You want to, if you're somebody who rocks in the market, you want to really pay attention to what overseas investors are investing in the U.S. market, so you can reap those benefits too. And then, again, this is Venus in the 12th house, 12 in the sign of Sagittarius. Venus rules the 6th house, which governs banks. Banks are secretly investing heavily in China, despite the U.S. efforts to stop it. And this is gonna come out. And when Venus is at 4-degree Capricorn, you're gonna see a lot of sanctions and government clamping down on banks and things like that have been investing in so-called enemies overseas. My advice to you is, again, pay attention. Stay away from the leafy vegetables and stuff like that. It's going to be some recalls. Do your best to get situated, man. Don't live in fear. Continue to live your life, because the world is going to whirl. This is a battleground. It's a battleground place. And the only way you can really make an impact is focusing on the positive. Focusing on the positive and living your life, because shit's going to go down. It's going to go down, and it's my job to teach you and educate you on how you can be more aware of that, man. That's why I'm in the world. It's not all horrible. Again, the U.S. first house is ruled by Jupiter, so it's not really ever going to get super, super bad unless the people in leadership positions are just complete dips. Complete morons, man, and then, everybody will pay the price for that. That's what the stars are predicting. I hope it's not the case. This is an instance where I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, man. I'll be at y'all with that Mercury retrograde video tomorrow morning. Mercury direct in Sagittarius video tomorrow, and what it means for you. Again, if you want your own personal reading, you can book that at redclawconjure.com. If you want to read for your if you want to read for your business, you can get that at fulltimepressure.com.